task within our classroom is to refrain from talking on your cell phone. If you need to take a call, step outside. It's really not a problem. Okay. Texting, yeah, I mean, you gotta send a text, you gotta send a text, right? But I mean, don't get crazy. And I don't think I have to tell you what getting crazy means. I think you know if you're texting and you're not in class with the rest of us, right? Yeah, turn your phone on, put your phone on vibrate. Let's see. You can read all the outside materials that you want to, as long as you participate in class. Please do not make hurtful or rude comments. That is completely unnecessary. Our classroom is meant to be a safe environment for all of us to be respectful. I think that just try to act towards people the way that you would want people to act towards you. Late papers. I mean, the way that I have this set up, you shouldn't be turning in your papers late. You're gonna have plenty of time to write what it is that you have to write. So, I mean, if you really think that you're gonna be late, I need to know before the day of the paper. Like, I really do need to know that because I have 3 other classes. And that's a lot of paper grading, and I don't want papers coming in at various times. I like to get them all at once so that I can get them read and I can get them back to you. Class participation, I would like it if you would engage in a dialogue with me and with each other. I think that really will help all of us to learn as much as we can from this experience. It says late assignments will not be accepted. I generally don't really accept them. Plagiarism is the act of using language and ideas from published sources without proper attribution. Okay, look, I want to tell you something. There is absolutely no reason in this class to plagiarize, okay? And I'll tell you why there's no reason to plagiarize. Because I want you to use other people as sources. I want you to use their work. I want you to go out and I want you to find other things that back up what it is you're saying in your paper. I want you to do that. Okay? All I'm asking is that if you use somebody else's words, you make it very clear through citation that those are somebody else's words. I will be thrilled to death if you go out and find 20 people, 20 sources. If you went out and found 20, 30, 40, 50 sources for your paper, I would be thrilled to death. Absolutely. Because I would consider that a success on my part. Much more so than if there was like 2 or 3. Because 2 or 3 is a very clear indication that there wasn't a bunch of search that went on. Right? So go, find them. Use them. Write them. Take little bits and pieces. Use a paragraph. I don't care. I want you to. Right? I want you to read it. I want you to figure out how it goes along with what you're writing. But what I don't want you to do is pretend that something that somebody else wrote is something that you wrote. Because the other thing that I'll tell you, and this is really the only thing that I get kind of funny about is plagiarism. But the other thing that I'll tell you is this. By the end of the semester, I'll be able to tell if you wrote it or not. I will be able to tell. Because there's always this point in the paper where it just starts to go a little too smooth. You know what I mean? And you're just like, wow. And then all of a sudden it's like, this doesn't fit in with the rest of what's going on. Different words, different sentence length, different style, the whole thing. So just write it yourself. Use their words. Use their words to prove your point. All writing that is done in this class is to be shared with the class, both conceptually and physically throughout the semester. Okay. What that means is that if there's something that you feel is very, very private to you, that you might not want to write about it. Because there is the possibility that other people, other than myself, will read it. And so we want to stay away from things that you don't want a whole bunch of people to know. It's private to you, they keep it private to you in the writing. We will be doing a lot of peer reviewing and working together on papers. Writing, particularly, well, any type of writing, but research writing is a process that involves many people. This is not something that somebody does by themselves. There is no great literary genius that stands alone, untouched, above the unwashed masses. I mean, everybody has somebody who reads their manuscript. Everybody has an editor. Everybody has a friend. Everybody's read another book. And if you've read a book other than the one that you're writing, then you have somebody that's influenced you in your writing. And as a matter of fact, the more that you read, the easier the writing will be. You have, this is going to be easy. All right? And I do mean it's going to be easy. You have a research binder that you're going to put together. And I'm going to show you the rubric for the research binder in a second. That's going to be the last thing that you turn into this semester, is that research binder. So that's what you're going to give me on the day that we have our final. Okay? You're going to have 2 papers that you're going to write before spring break. One of them is going to be a research proposal. We're going to start working on that today. All right? It's going to be a research proposal, I think, in an annotated bibliography. Does anybody here know what an annotated bibliography is? Annotated bibliography, you know what a bibliography is? Bibliography is a listing of your sources, right? Well, an annotated bibliography is a listing of your sources, but with a brief description of each source underneath it. So 2 or 3 sentences that says what this piece is about. Okay? Paper 2. First one is the research proposal. The second one is you're going to give me a rough draft with the annotated bibliography before you leave for spring break. Okay? It's a rough draft, right? It's not like a big, long whatever. And I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to give it back to you before you leave for spring break. Oh, well, wait a minute. No. You're going to the rough draft is going to be due on this day, on February 25th. And we're going to do peer review on that day. Then we're going to have paper conferences. And then I'll meet with you guys over the next couple of days to talk about your papers and where your research is at and stuff like that. These days that say paper conferences, we won't have class those days. Because I'll be meeting with you, each of you, and the other students I had in my other 102 section, I'll be meeting with you individually to talk about your research. All right, so it's also going to be, spread out over a couple of days. We'll do that. We'll have the research proposal and and a rough draft in by spring break. Okay. When you come back from spring break, you're going to start working on putting the whole thing together. You're not going to turn your paper into me again until the end of the semester. So you're going to write 3 major papers this semester, okay? But the way that this works is that they all build on each other, okay? So, in effect, what you're really doing is writing one paper. You're just going to write it 3 times. But you're going to take what you did for the first one, you're going to put it into the second one. You're going to take what you took from the first and the second one, and you're going to put it into the third one. All right? So, when you give this to me, you're going to give it to me as a binder. And I'll give you all of this stuff, but I think it's important for you to know the layout of what's going on here. You're going to give me a binder, a 3-ring binder. And in this binder, you're going to put these things. Okay? There's going to be this grading sheet, the one that I'm showing you right now. There's going to be a table of contents, organized listing of the different sections and highlights required by the assignment. Okay? You're going to have a section on theories and methods. Okay? Theories. What sort of theories are you dealing with? What was your method for collecting the information? All right? Now I want you to see that there's a possible 100 points for this. And each one